Acknowledge all the other speakers here tonight, especially Senator Paul for just whipping everybody into a frenzy. I appreciate that. Did all of my jokes, man, all of my jokes. Just burn right through that A material. I appreciate that. Oh, man. Thanks, Peter, for inviting me. I appreciate it. No, Larry, no. The president's going to be there. No, it's going to be great. Thanks. It's nice to be at the Congressional Correspondents Dinner, formerly known as the Radio and Television Journalist Dinner. Nice. I like how you did that. It was nice. As a black man, I'm from a group that tends to change its name a lot, so well done, well done. I think we're African Americans now, I'm not sure. It's hard to keep, we change our names so much. We were, okay, first we were like Negro, then we were colored, right? Then we were black, then we were Afro-American. We were named after a hairstyle. Do you remember that? I mean, white people never called themselves Beehive Americans, right? I don't understand, that's true. And then black again, right? Then Americans of African descent. That makes no sense at all, right? That's just trying too hard, right? Then black again, then people of color. That was kind of nice. Although John Boehner's a person of color, so that's a little too inclusive, right? And then black again, nappy-headed hoes, and now, just checking to see if you're still awake. Just checking. It's a horrible joke. And no, but for me, I go by black. I don't connect with Africa. Well, you know what? I don't have any romantic connection to Africa. I mean, I wasn't born in Africa like the president. I was born... Hey, he's not here. I can make that joke. It's not like he wasn't invited. It's not like I didn't tell my family and friends. He's got a lot on his plate, Libya, right? I understand, you know. Maybe he thought by coming to the Congressional Correspondents Dinner, it might seem like he was consulting Congress. I don't know. But no, but with I don't have that connection. But Africa just makes me think hot, right? Hot, you know. And things that might eat me. And brothers who speak French, which I don't think is in God's plan. Seriously. I don't think so. Right? And I'll be honest with you, if I want to be around brothers I can't understand in an unbearably hot environment where my ancestors once roamed, I'll go to the check cashing place. That's where I'll go. There's already a place. But, no, you'll get some on the way home, too. That's all right. All right. But we are fascinated with race, aren't we? Especially with Obama. We're so fascinated by it. Race is such a fascinating topic. Even personally. People always ask me what I'm mixed with because I'm light-skinned, you know. They do. They go, are you... They always make that face, you know. Are you... mixed with something? Now I just tell people, I say, look, if I was a beer, I'd be a Negro light, okay? And I am a third less angry than the regular Negro, so yeah, just kind of. But we're fascinated. Race is so fascinating to people, you know. Even within the race, you know. When I was a kid, like brothers would say, I didn't talk black. I never understood that. I thought, well, I'm black, and I'm talking, right? Ergo, I'm talking black. I mean, I know what they mean now, like black slang, you know. Like somehow black slang, you know, is the marker for true authenticity. You know? I mean, I never heard Martin Luther King say, yo, I got a drink, bitches. Right? He was black. He was out there. Sorry, kids. Don't repeat that joke. Don't do it. Won't be good. Huh? But the black guy said it was okay. No. In fact, a lot of people said with the election of Obama, it shows that America is not racist anymore. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, if we had elected Flavor Flav, I mean, that would show we're past, you know. No, because Obama, that is a very comfortable level of black. Be honest, people. Be honest, white people. You are very comfortable with that level. That's the Will Smith, Oprah level of black, right? Be honest, it is. But Flavor, that is a very unsettling level of black. I'll be honest with you. I am uncomfortable at that level of black. I would prefer he dial it down. I would. It's tough, man, being president. It's got to be tough, you know. Everybody's on Obama now, both sides, you know. Hurry up, fix the economy. So the economy's the big issue now, right? It's taking so long, you know. Why can't it go faster? Why can't you fix the economy faster? Look, fast is not Obama's style, right? They're not known for their speed in Kenya, right? They're long-distance runners. He's not here. That joke doesn't go if he's here. Then I make fun of Ben Quayle all night. That's how it goes. Maybe when they said the senior black correspondent was going to be here, they thought he meant Juan Williams. I don't know what the reason is. Is Juan here tonight? Oh, okay. Oh, man. But, you know, let me address that issue about birthdays. Do we have any birthdays here tonight? Yeah, right. Come on now. Yeah, right. So, you know, I actually have a theory about conspiracy theorists or people like, you know, birthers, truthers, Bigfoot, whatever, you know. I believe, no, I've thought this through. I believe these people always, you know, demand evidence for the obvious, but then they expect you to swallow the preposterous, right? It's true. Think about that, like with Obama. You know, I think it's obvious that he was born in Hawaii, right? Because he said so. I take him at his word, right? Bush said he went to college. I took him at his word, right? I did. But they need evidence, you know. What about his birth certificate? That's a certificate of live birth, not a birth certificate. What about the announcement in the paper? They called that in from Kenya. What? People say that. But then they expect us to swallow the preposterous, like he's a secret Muslim. A secret Muslim? First of all, it's impossible for Obama to even be a Muslim. With all the pork in the budget, that's impossible. Let alone a secret Muslim. How are you in the closet for Allah? I don't understand that. He's the president. He's going to sneak praying 5 times a day? How does that work? Oh, dropped my contact lens. I'll get it, Mr. President. No, I got it. La, 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 la. Then a little while later, oh, dropped another one. It's a secret Muslim. It doesn't make sense, right? And even the left is upset with Obama. You know, the progressives are disappointed. Matt Damon's disappointed. It's tough, man. Right? It's their own fault. I think they projected so much on Obama, because I don't think he's like that. I mean, they made him into like a prophet, like he's a Greek god, you know, Barack Apollo Obama. You can't live up to that. He got a Nobel Peace Prize for what he might do, right? Even Obama looked embarrassed before he accepted it, right? I mean, that's like giving away the MVP award while they're in spring training. And then you get mad because he's only batting .220 at the All-Star break, right? Thanks for getting the sports jokes, sports guys. I appreciate it. At least the Republicans waited till Reagan was long gone before they turned him into a messiah, right? Nobody remembers the 80s. Reagan was great. Right? Nobody remembers. I thought you hated him. No. I guess. He was great. But then they try to get me on the train with him. Larry, aren't you disappointed with Obama? Aren't you? Healthcare, Larry. Aren't you? You know, let me just clear something up. I voted for Obama because he's black, okay? All right? I don't have disappointment issues, right? As long as he keeps being black, he's doing a pretty good job. Actually, no, I actually have thought this through. Well, actually, I haven't, but what the hell? Let's do it anyway. No, this is true. I believe when you're voting for the first, like first black president, I think you should get a pass. I do. You should. Nobody was mad at the Catholics when they voted for Kennedy, first Catholic president, making history. Nobody was mad at women, right? Voting for Hillary. Could have been the first woman president making history. I don't have to agree with all of Obama's policies. I don't even know what they are. I don't. If it was Colin Powell, I would have voted for him. Whatever brother got the nomination would have gotten my vote. Except Alan Keyes, because, whew. Even he thinks he's crazy. That's crazy. I'm crazy. Whoever's first should get a pass. I just think that. Now, the second brother to run, he's going to have to show me something. Change I can believe in. You better be more specific, brother. What the hell is that? I don't know what you're talking about. And believe me, when we get the first Hispanic nominee, I don't care what party, they're not going to have to go a-courting the Latino vote, all right? Buckle up, white people, because that day's coming, all right? Oh, yeah. And good luck finding any of those birth certificates, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. We're not going to. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is not even in English. Oh, I'm getting in so much trouble, boy. What the hell? But I know it's tough for the president, all the things happening in the Middle East. Who would have guessed all these revolutions, Although I wonder what's going to happen to all these deposed dictators. Where are they going to go? In my mind, there is only one place where a bunch of narcissistic ex-dictators can go. Cable, right? Come on, reality television is just waiting to get their hands on those guys. Right? By July, we're going to see the real dictators of the Middle East, right? I clearly put my initials on the hummus. Mubarak was the only one else home. Now my hummus is gone. What's up with that? Gaddafi acts like he's the only dictator in the house. Excuse me, Colonel, the floor is not a hamper, okay? I'm not sure what accent I was doing there. I have no idea. I have no idea. You guys can figure it out. I do give the press a lot of credit for deciphering things politicians say. As people are saying, I still have no idea what Newt Gingrich thinks. I have no idea whether he's for or... He's either completely... He either completely doesn't know what he wants, or he's absolutely certain he hates Obama, right? It's got to be one of the two. But I give you guys a lot of credit just for figuring things out, Obama's not that tough. For me, my problem with Obama, besides not being here, my problem with Obama, I even brought my camera. To go to a cutout at the mall. No, I was there, kids, I was there. But my problem with Obama is that he just takes too long to get to the point, Like when he's speaking off the cuff. If you ask him what he had for breakfast, it's like, breakfast, there was some sort of decorative plate. Finish your thought, man. I'm hungry. Just tell me, Because Bush would have just said, eggs. Pop-Tarts. Well, I know it's been a long night. I just wanted to say, you guys, you've really been great, and I really admire the work that you do, and I'm honored to be here tonight to perform for you, and also I'm honored to be a fake one of you. So thank you very much, and have a good night.
Something short. Thank you. Thank you. Larry Wilmore, everyone, from The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.